Hi, everybody. Yay, yay, yay. We are live. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to our Love Ready lunch. So I hope you have something yummy and nourishing with you today. Today's going to be really exciting and dynamic and effective in our 30 minutes together because I want to really get to what matters the most. So drop a comment if you're here with me. Hi, hello. So nice to be with everyone. Some people can't make it because of the time zone, but you'll definitely get to see the replay. Okay, beautiful. So thank you for joining me. So before we get started, I wanted to share something that, oh my gosh, I work in such a happy business where people just thrive and find love that they really never thought possible. So I want to read you something that Sue sent to me that I think you're just going to love and feel inspired by. And she said, this morning, my guy said to me, I hope you know that I'm madly in love with you. And then I said, I loved him too. Good way to start the new year. And we're making dream life plans together beyond what I could have imagined. He talks about our home and a wedding in the garden. And you know what? These are the kind of SMSs that I see really all the time, updates. I was speaking with a client yesterday and she lives in Dubai. And, Dubai is 9 hours later and we work together. We make all time zones work. And she's doing our empowered dating plan. And she met someone and they've been talking. And the best part is that he's funny. He shares her religious values. He's on her timeline. They have the same dream. They're already talking about, see, in our empowered dating plan, you talk about all the most important things early on. And so that you know that you are talking with someone who is aligned. Who would love to have that? Who would love to be dating in a way that feels empowered, where you're not just sitting around waiting for some, random person or random people to reach out? And guess what? Most of the people who reach out to you before you become an empowered dater and free from the past, you know what? Usually the people that reach out share your energetic your energy, right? The level of your energy. And so when we have barriers and blocks that are unresolved, like trust issues, like fear of getting hurt again, we literally attract those people who match that energy. And that's what happens. That's why we need an interruption. And that's why these stories are so exciting and empowering, because Sue felt like she'd never get married again. She never thought that she would meet someone who was nourishing and successful, right? She thought that her level of success was like as good as it gets. And she never thought a man could be so wonderful. And the same is true with my client in Dubai. And we're going to talk about that today, what that looks like and how these stories actually happen, because she took the time in doing the first phase of our program, Be the One, to really clear the past, to really get clear about our own needs. Because we've all had trauma. Let's face it. Who recognizes that they've had a childhood trauma? And what I want you to know about childhood trauma is that it doesn't mean that we were necessarily beaten or abandoned or neglected. However, these emotional, the trauma that happens to us emotionally, these are the ones that impact us the most. And when it's not resolved in the way that it needs to be, again, we keep repeating the same pattern. So when we start to realize, oh my goodness, maybe that is unresolved, maybe it is me, maybe there is an effective way of changing things, And that is really what we do. And that's why our work is so incredibly effective. Working with all kinds of people, like clients who are very self aware, like therapists, like people who have done work on themselves their whole lives. I was just speaking with someone and she did NLP and she did tapping and she did Tony Robbins. And yet she's still alone and wondering why, but she's ready to do the work, which is really important. So we want to be always growing and learning and moving. So who here is exhausted from dating? Who feels like, oh, not another year of dating apps? I don't want that, right? So guess what? You don't have to. You don't have to do it that way anymore. So why did these women and men, how did they transform and find such amazing life partners who energetically gravitate to them, right? Because in our dating program, we are making invitations. We're not just waiting because we're past our fears and we're past our trauma and we're operating from a very empowered place. So here's what I've been thinking about all week. And for those of you who are just joining and just new in our community, let's see who else is here. I'm Barry Lyman. I've been helping high achieving singles for the past 15 years, more than 836 people to find conscious, great love that makes life better. And it's not just at the beginning, it's throughout their marriages and their lives together. And when I check back with them, they're like, wow, I'm so happy. We have grown. We have so many memories. We've developed families. And every year we stay connected. And it's just a very beautiful thing. So so you can have that too. Because I did all the wrong things. I dated all the wrong people. I thought that each time was going to be better. But I had my own childhood trauma that, in spite of nearly 20 years of therapy on and off, didn't get resolved. So it goes to show that it did get resolved and that getting to wholeness and finding ourselves and getting to real self-love is a learnable skill. So I'd love for those of you who are with me to put that in the chat, like learnable skill. Isn't that exciting? Like, just like you could learn, I don't know, how to play piano or to speak another language, you can in fact learn how to find great love. So that is what I'm so excited about for you today. And what I was thinking about is how many of you really already understand your patterns, right? How many of you are working on yourselves, right? How many of you know that you've been in a pattern? And how many of you are still, in spite of all the work, recognizing the pattern, are still choosing choosing the wrong people, right? Unknowingly, of course, or you say, I give up. It's not that important to you. It's not important. So if that's you, you notice the pattern, you're self-aware, you've done lots of things. Let me know in the chat, like, that's me. That was definitely me, right? But I got to change it and change the whole paradigm. And so it goes to show, like, if someone like myself who grew up in a lot of trauma, my father, again, was bipolar. My mother was really limited. I had no examples. If I can help change, be married for 20 years in a conscious relationship and help thousands of others, it shows it's a learnable skill, right? So I want to explain to you briefly why this is happening, why you can do a lot of self-work and still be choosing the wrong people or saying, it's not important to me, when we know it is, right? It's important because you can have a great career. You can be doing meaningful work, raising kids, helping aging parents. But at the end of the day, Wouldn't it be amazing to have someone to come home to share it with, right? The last few weeks have been incredible. So many news stories. My client in Dubai, another client, Sabrina, Sue, and Stephanie got engaged. And I share all these things with you. And this year, all the weddings, right? And Kim and Erica, so many. And as we speak, just amazing things. So the reason we don't attract the right people, we don't invite the right ones in spite of doing all the work, is that the work that we're doing is really happening from the neck up. So what do I mean by that? It means that you understand it cognitively. It means that you have an intellectual understanding of the past because you've talked about it in therapy, right? How many of you have done that? Right? You've looked at it with energy healers. Oh, wow, you're like this. You understand it from here. But the problem is that none of the work you're doing is actually healing it or giving you a plan. You see, your body has not learned that healthy love is in fact safe, that you can get your needs met. So your nervous system, which is really your inner child, the past, is still running the show. And I know that might be hard to take or understand, but again, talking about things doesn't change them. What changes them is actually having an embodiment, right? So until we give you an embodiment and see the past in a different way and transcend it so that you're totally free, not operating from old programming, old neuroplasticity, from your mother's voice saying you don't need a man, or even when it's more subtle, they're not even saying it, but that's what you witnessed. That's what you witnessed. And when you witness that, divorce, struggles, not getting your needs met, you know what? Until it's resolved in a new way, you're going to keep choosing the familiar over healthy. So common familiar, if unavailable people feel more attractive than healthy ones. So I know for me, that's exactly how it was. I was in a pattern. I kept attracting the same wrong people in different bodies over and over and over again. And it really seemed like, oh, poor me, poor Barry. There are not healthy men where I lived in Boca Raton, Florida, or all of South Florida, right? And that's because I kept choosing the wrong ones. They were coming at me. I had no plan, no strategy, and I was still operating from that one thing, that one big thing that was really dictating everything about my love life. So here's the thing, is that I'm seeing that when people break their patterns in a real way, in a practical way, everything changes because you can't think your way to love. You can't say, oh, it'll work itself out when it's ready to work itself out. How? Your energy is the same. Your training is the same. Your understanding is the same. And mostly we're doing things that repel love by saying, oh, I don't need anyone. When we do. We're born to receive. We're born to share, right? Love is a resonance. So your nervous system doesn't shift through intellectual understanding. It shifts through an experience. It shifts through transformation. It shifts through understanding, well, oh, that's how that affected me. Oh, that's what I made that mean. And then to understand like a new way. So it takes a whole new experience of learning for yourself what is safety, but not up here in an experience. And that has to do with operating from reason as an observer. Body level rewiring, that's what really needs to happen. And that's what happened for Sue, who sent the text. And she never could have imagined a relationship like this. That's so warm. That's so sweet. That's so loving. That's what happened for Stephanie. I'm going to share some photos with you. But she got engaged on New Year's Eve. And her man is so adoring of her, so loving. And before, she dated guys that were, like really losers, emotionally unavailable to her, but she would settle and compromise. Why? Why do we do that? Because we don't feel worthy. We don't feel worthy. And when we don't feel worthy, energetically, right? Intellectually, you might say, oh, I'm worthy, I'm a good person. But if we don't really feel it because our needs have not been met in the way these needs need to be met, we make poor choices. One of the guys she dated, actually, who knew she wanted to get married, this is before we worked together, he wanted to be in a polyamorous relationship. Can you imagine? Polyamorous? Oh, unbelievable. Right? And so that meant that once again, she felt not good enough. You see how that ties together? He said he was fine at the beginning. Oh, yeah, I want what you want. But he ended up abandoning her and making her feel like something was wrong. You see how that works? And another great love story is Pam and Ross. She lived in Phoenix. He lived in St. Louis. And she knew she could not move. She was not going to move from Phoenix to anywhere, really. And in our dating plan, we learn how to share our vision and what we can and can't do and what we want and what our goals are and how that ties in and how the 6 things really do come together from the beginning. So when she explained to Ross, who was long distance, and she said she can't move, you know what he said? He said, well, I can move. I can move. And so that's great. And we take that at face value. And we literally test it. In our dating plan, we have a way of having these conversations that go to the heart of the matter, to the depth of things. And it's pretty amazing. So what happened? He said he could move. But like Stephanie, before we worked together, her guy said he was marriage minded, right? So what happened? He said he could move. 2 weeks later, he came to visit her in Phoenix. And she in her mind was thinking, it's 100 degrees out here. And I go to synagogue on Saturdays and I worship, practice Judaism a certain way. And she's like, is he going to want to ride a bike in 103-degree weather? Will he be open to that? Now, while they talked about it, he was open. He got on a plane. He spent 4 days with her and they experienced each other. So nice. And they kept talking about what was most important. And then they kept talking. A few weeks later, she went to go visit him. She saw his lifestyle, met his children. Amazing. About a month later, after another trip, he proposed. And what happened after that? And this was during COVID, by the way. So to say, oh, I don't get out much, sorry, not a good excuse. It changes with a plan. And when you open your energy and when you get really clear and you handle the past, and Pam had a lot of trauma from childhood. There's no reason to go into her trauma, but needless to say, it was traumatic. Losing a mom when she was a baby, a lot of trauma. And her father had to work. But anyway, he proposed. And you know what else he did? He quit his job, got a new job in Phoenix, and they've been married now for, I think, 3 years. So it's a beautiful thing when you have a plan. It's pretty amazing, right? Who wouldn't love to have a plan like that? So this is what happened for all the clients, all 836 of them, and the ones that are still like in the process. It's so beautiful. And I'm going to be interviewing many of them in the coming months so that you can meet them. And so this is what I'm doing on February 8th, and I really want you to know about it. So February 8th is the Love Path Experience. And the Love Path Experience is an in-person retreat that I want you to know, if you can fly in for the one-day experience, we're also doing it in a 4-week intensive, okay? And that's called Love Ready, and that starts on February 16th. This experience is February 8th. And so, like, just like you're choosing the wrong people, once we change and we shift our nervous system rewiring, right? That's what we're going to be doing at this experience. We're going to be moving. We're going to set a new foundation for understanding and receiving love, just like Stephanie knew because she had done that work. So when Shane planned this trip to Disney, because they love traveling. They travel, they talk about making babies, they talk about love. He was always so sweet to her, like no one ever had. So thoughtful and considerate. And on New Year's Eve, he got down on one knee and he proposed. And wow, this was not going to be in her future, but she did the practical and experiential work to clear her path. And so that's what's so beautiful. We need to take bold moves to make love happen, to find love. And that's what happened for all of them. So the love path experience is so beautiful, is experiential. We start the day, we're going to set the tone, you're going to feel it, laying a new foundation. And then because it's happening in nature, we're going to be moving. And speaking of which, there's my husband calling me. You know, there's nothing like having a husband who's a best friend, that the dreams and goals that we talked about 20 years ago, we're still executing on, doing planning and moving to another country. Like I made sure my husband was adventurous. I made sure he was compassionate, that he loved animals, right? And so now we have, 5 rescue dogs. We live on 5 acres. We're building. We work together. Now he's doing projects that he loves in real estate and construction, and it's so fun. Being married to your person is just so fun. So those of you who are with me, who wants to have fun and commitment and have your person to cuddle with and snuggle with and to plan and to, our world is crazy now, so much trauma. And, but together, when you have your person to look into your eyes and to tell you, I love you, I see you, and everything is workable. That's what Rebecca has. I'm with them all the time because I become good friends with my clients who get married. And it's really sweet. And Alan is always saying, I love you, Rebecca. Right? And they're like kids, and it's a year. And they travel. And he was so thoughtful. He got her such a beautiful gift from when they traveled to Spain, and something custom. And it's just such a beautiful thing. So now I want to invite you to join us at the Love Path Experience. So I want to share my screen and show you what that looks like. And if you have questions, definitely. Oh no, I don't want to leave the studio. I want to share my screen. Okay, share screen. Okay, share screen. Now I get to show you window. Okay, here it is. I'm going to share this window. Okay. Yeah. So this is, let's see. New. How can I share the screen? Yeah, okay. So I think you can see it. So this is the love path experience. And again, it's nope, this is not it. Forgive me. Okay. I am going to stop sharing. And so as I figure out how to share the screen, I wanted to talk to you about what's involved. If you're able to fly in, that would be absolutely amazing. Because again, it's very experiential and you feel it and you see it and you're learning the foundations for love. You're going to feel as though it's already happened. And we learn the distinctions of how to think and how to be a person who already has their person. Okay, let's see. Here it is. Okay, there we go. And why I have these videos up here is showing that we work with people of all ages and backgrounds and different ethnicities. But what they all have in common is wherever they're from, love has been elusive. They got unhealthy messaging. Growing up, their needs were not met. But even if you think you had a perfect childhood and you're not finding love, do this anyway. Because what happens is you will see the subtleties that happen in childhood that are not bad. And we never blame our parents. God forbid. It's not about that. It's about creating a new movie really for yourself. And this is for people who've done the work, who are self-aware, who are growing. And why do I say work with people who are high achievers? I say that because high achievers enjoy having a plan. So I hope you're seeing my screen, or are you seeing my notes? I think you might be seeing my notes. Okay, so I have not been successful at sharing. Okay, so I'm going to send you a link to this page, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put that in the chat so that you have it. Here's a link in the chat. And so, yeah, so you can click on that link, and let's try one more thing. Okay, and we're still right on time. Share screen works best on sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Okay, so let's try this and let's see if that works. Because it's really fun to go through this together. And you can see that I am winging it. Okay, in terms of, okay. So I am going to try to do that now. Share screen, share entire screen. Here it is, share. All right, we did it. Okay. See, we're always learning and growing. Okay. So this is the Love Path experience. It's happening in 24 days. It's very experiential. We're going to start the day learning and growing. And this is Sue talking about her love life and how she had done another program, and how our program is what completely changed her trajectory in love. And I'm so happy for her. So basically 9 o'clock you arrive, you're grounded, it's quiet, it's beautiful. You're going to get superfood, welcome, and everyone there, you're going to love the community. They're all wonderful, high achieving people where only love was elusive. And then 9:30, we're going to start. We're going to walk through your past, present, and future. And we're not sitting in a room talking about it. We are actually experiencing it. We're walking through them. And your body is going to get new info and new data about how to think about love and how to experience it. So type walk if this is speaking to you. Okay. And then Our next stop, we're going to do a completion process, because trust me, there's something you've been carrying and it's called an incompletion, and it's a hurt and it's a story, and we are going to get practical about it and heal it. Because by feeling it and now understanding it from a place of reason and how it affected you, we're going to get it out. And most people don't know that they could actually let it go because they think it's already gone. And then we're going to have a really special ceremony that I don't want to give away. It's going to really, really blow your mind in terms of experiential. We're going to have a gourmet plant-based lunch. You're going to nourish your whole body. And I have other surprises that are going to happen there because you're not alone. And then we're going to be doing a vision process. You're embodying it. You're feeling it. Your nervous system is going to update. And then we are going to have a few hours of integration and real coaching. You're going to ask me all your questions, and I'm going to help you with that. So here's what it is: a full day, 9 to 4 at a nature preserve. We're going to do all the things. You're going to get a guidebook, mantra cards, things that you're going to need. You're going to get 30 days free in my continuation called the Love Ready Collective. And if you use the code today called Live Today, that code is active and it's ready. Let me see. You will get $100 off. Okay. So here are lots of success stories. This is all about me. We've been written up in major media outlets. And you could pick a love story that resonates with you, ethnically, age-wise, situation-wise. So if you use the code Live Today, it's going to be $397 instead of $497. Okay, so I dropped the link for you. You can go to go.meettomarry.com/lovepathexperience and use the code Live Today. Okay, and I would love it if you would join. This code is going to be good during this live and until 11 p.m. tonight. It's a new code, and we were done with totally done with that code, with the early bird. But because you're here with me or you're watching the replay, you'll click the Love Path Experience and you'll put the code in right here, which is Live Today. Okay. So I am so excited, and I see many of you are going to be watching our replay. So I'll definitely get that. My team actually will get that replay out to you. And just in closing, I want to celebrate the people that have already registered. And we're doing a special this coming Monday. We're doing a special pre-workshop, pre-retreat meeting where you're going to meet the people that are coming. You're going to learn all about it. You're going to do some pre-work. So it's amazing. And so people have asked me questions. Is it only for people in Florida? And the answer is no. I have people flying in from all over. Okay, so if you can get to South Florida on February 8th, you're welcome. Okay. And some people ask me questions like, what if I'm not ready to date yet? Well, it's perfect, because this retreat and Love Ready is about getting ready. And that's what's really special about it, because we're going to rewire your nervous system, and you're going to practically and cognitively understand from a place of reason about what the right person is for you. Okay. So people ask me, the last question, because I see we're running out of time, is how is this different from therapy? And it's completely different. Therapy is open-ended. Therapy is talking. Therapy is understanding and analyzing why the past was the way it was. But for the sake of us and you having healthy love and you having healthy self-worth and an understanding of all your needs, this is totally different. Okay. This is practical strategy This is operating from reason so that your heart is open, so that your trust issues, your heart armor is gone. Okay. And so, and someone else asked, like, I know it's outdoors. What if the weather is bad? Well, we're all set. We have a huge space. We have a tent. We're doing this. And South Florida is usually gorgeous. And if it does rain, it usually only rains for an hour. So we're good. Okay. So I'm so excited. So who's going to make a bold move? It's really people who are ready to change their pattern. So it's really pattern changes are love makers, right? You have to be willing and ready to change your pattern. You have to be willing to take a bold move, just like Pam was willing to say to her guy, I can't move. And he said, I can. And everyone makes these bold moves when you realize, wow, maybe it is me. Maybe there's something about me, but not from a place of shame or make wrong or anything like that. It's really about making a decision that's going to change your whole trajectory. Everyone who does this and Love Ready, Bye Bye Blind Spots, their whole lives change. It's like life before and after. I just did this privately with a couple of clients last week, and they're like so much happier, such a sense of relief, such a new understanding of themselves. And that is what you deserve. That is what you deserve. So if you have questions or you need, or you want to register early bird for Love Ready on February 16th, just book a call with me. And I'm going to put the call link here. It's Meet to Marry. I have contacts in, and this is small. Okay, meettomarry.com/love assessment. meettomarry.com/love assessment. Okay, and if you're ready to join today for the workshop, the code would have been helpful to put the code in. It's called Live Today. Live Today. And unfortunately, I could not have my team. They couldn't be here with me today. But nonetheless, we are here, and I'm so excited. Live viewers. Let's see who was here. Okay. Here we go. It's live today. It's one word. And join and get $100 off and come, because it's not just that day. It's the prep. You're going to have a pre-workshop one-to-one call with me. You're going to have a month of the Love Ready Collective. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm so happy for all of you who are with me. Remember, pattern changers are love makers, to be in love. Okay, so I'm excited for everyone who registered. If I couldn't see you on the comments, we'll figure that out for next week. So again, grab the link, go.meettomarry.com/lovepathexperience. And I can't wait to see you on February 8th. It's a Sunday. The food's going to be amazing. I have many surprises there for you. It's going to be a life changer. Okay, so we're going to send out the replay for those of you who are not here, so you can take advantage of the $100 off. I'm going to share with you the 4-week Love Ready by Spring program. That'll start on February 16th, just about a month from now. So thank you, everyone, for being here with me today. I'm live every Wednesday at 12 noon. And I want you to know that the love you're seeking is definitely seeking you. We just want to get you out of your own way. Okay. Big love, big hugs, and I will see you next week or on our calls in advance. Bye, everyone. Big love to you.